Today we are going to go over your calculator scavenger hunt. You're either going to review what you knew about the TI nSpire, or you're maybe going to learn some new stuff. So make sure you have that from inside your spiral. Later we're going to need this piece of notebook paper. You need your pencil to write stuff down, to add things that maybe you didn't write down, and then you need your calculator. If you need to get any of that stuff, make sure you pause the video and go get that. So, follow directions, answer the questions, do not turn the calculator on. And so we're just looking at the calculator right now. And so here in the rectangle in the middle is a touch mouse. It drives me crazy, so it may drive you crazy. The center square is the click button. So there's the center square. It's the click button. What do you think the icons on the click button mean? Well, there's a little hand and then the little arrow thing. Right here, it's a mouse and a grab hand. Sometimes we'll take that grab hand and move a line or a graph. Which key do you push to access the light gray words above the button? Well, on your calculator, you have this light gray button right here. Mine is blue. Now it's red. But this light gray button gets this light gray stuff above, and that is it's not central, it's the control button. And you just press it. You don't have to hold it down. It's not like the computer. You just press it and let go. Pause if you need to write down. What button do you think could you push in order to get out of a place you don't want to be? Well, ESC or escape. So lots of times we get to menus and we get like down deep into stuff, and I have no earthly, oh, like that, I'm going to get that. I get into menus, and let's say I don't want to do that, I can just press escape to get back to where I need to go. If you goof up, some people don't know what goof is. Goof it up means mess up. What button should you use? Well, I'm going to use the delete for delete, or you can press Control Escape, and you've got this swishy undo that you can get your stuff. Describing directional words, where's the pie button? Well, the pie button is right here by the H, pi and H, pi and H. And so the words I would use, I'm going to use escape to get out of there. The words directional words, okay, it's just to the left of H. That's where the pie button is. 8th grade use that one. Look at the alphabet keyboard. What do you notice about it? Well, you look and you compare it to your phone, like you're texting. It's not a QWERTY keyboard, it's an alphabetical order. So this is what QWERTY, this is a QWERTY keyboard, because up here on the top is QWERTY. And so that's where QWERTY comes from, and it doesn't look like that. It's an alphabetical order. Why do you think X, Y, and Z are not like the others? We use them lots in algebra. They are called, they're A through Z are variables, but those are the most commonly used variables in algebra. Press home. So now you're turning your calculator on and you're pressing home. To turn the calculator on, now you need to clear the memory. We are going to have a quiz, excuse me, on how to clear the memory. So you're going to press home. We're already there. 2, menu, C, and then you're gonna press left, enter. I can't go left. You're gonna press left. You're gonna press left to get this OK right here. There's that touchpad to do OK, enter. So now it says press these buttons again. What does the screen say before the first time you press enter? Well, it's going to say delete all. This action will clear the copy paste clipboard, clear sketchpad, and delete all files and folders on this device you wish to proceed. Yes, we do. In the middle of the test, you don't know what's going on, and the calculator's not working for you. Clear your memory. Home to menu C, left, enter. Be ready to tell me that answer. So now, press OK. And now press the down arrow on the touchpad twice. So I'm going to 1, 2. What icon is bigger than the rest? Draw it. What does it say underneath it? Well, it's the operations one, and it says add calculator to new document. You're going to use that. I personally, instead of liking to use that, I like to use the flying calculator, which is this little dude right there. You press home to get back. We're right there. Okay. Now, press the right arrow on the touchpad. So we're going to go over to the right. Add graphs. Coach Wilson likes you to do all your graphs and stuff in there. Sometimes you get too many tabs open, it gets to be a hot mess. But this is adding graphs. If we go another time, that one is geometry. I'm not gonna lie to you, we're never gonna use this. Maybe next year in geometry you'll use it, but we're not gonna use it. The next one, we're gonna use this lot. This is gonna be your favorite one to use. You can use this on so many star questions. This one is a list and spreadsheets. List and spreadsheets. Be ready to know where list and spreadsheets are. Then we have the next one, which is data and statistics. You'll use that whenever you get into college data and statistics. We're not going to use that. And then we have 2 more. Oh, that one's not data and statistics. That one was the wrong thing. Oh, wait. I need that X on there. No. This one was. This one was notes. That's okay. This one is notes. I guess if you want to take notes in there, but we're going to clear our memory every time before we take a test, so those are going to go away. And then very near, excuse me, data quest. We're never going to use that one either. Remember, if you need to pause this video and go back, do that. All right, now for the real stuff. What happens to the screen when you alternate control minus, control minus, control minus? It's not going to do that on mine, but you should see a difference when you do control plus, and you go back and forth. Well, it lightens and darkens the screen, the brightness on it. Now press 5-3. So I'm going to press, you should be here. If you're not here, go back to home and press 5 and 3. And so what can you do here? This is the handheld setup. Make sure you put handheld setup. What drives me crazy on the calculators is whenever it goes to sleep all the time. So auto dim is right here. Put it on 5 minutes. That way, whenever you're doing your work, it doesn't go off. Now, there's pointer speed, hibernate days, power standby. You can put that for how many long. Your font size you can change. If I put my font size large, I can't click OK, but you click OK and do that. And so once you click OK, that's going to bring you back to here, and you can press 5 and then 4. That's going to give you your status and how much battery life you have. I have, we're just going to say we have 100%. And then click OK. Now, when we press escape, well, hold on. Don't click OK. If we do 5 and 4, if I press escape instead of OK, it takes me back to where I just was, like we talked about a while ago. So you could have pressed OK, escape, it takes me back to where you were. Find and press the flying calculator. This is my favorite button, flying calculator. If I press the flying calculator again, it gives me a graph. If I press it again, it gives me just a straight up calculator. I don't know why it's flying, it's just, that's what it's called. Here we can just do plain old calculation. So we're going to put 8.25 minus 3.675. And you're going to press enter. If you did not get 4.575, you could have done this, 8.25 minus 3.675. Mathematically, there's no difference between a negative and a minus, but on the calculator, there's a difference. You have a minus sign, which is above the enter, and then you have a negative sign, which is to the left of the enter. The first one is the correct answer. This one is the right one. This one is So the next one is negative 8.25. When we use it negative, we make sure that we only use it when it comes first or after another symbol. And so my two answers are 4.575 and negative 11.925. This part is important. We only use the negative when it's first or after another symbol. So now we're going to press 3 plus 7. Just trust me. 3 plus 7 and then enter. Well, what did we get? We got a syntax error. Syntax error is different than other kinds of errors, but that means that you goofed up. And notice that when we press enter, the cursor is saying, hey dude, you messed up right over here. That's where my cursor was. So that means, hey, delete that plus, and then press enter. And now we get the right answer, and we fixed it. If you don't press clear, don't delete it all, press enter, and it will take us to where we goofed up. I do the following problem. I have had so many children not know what this slash is. Well, if I'm doing 3 times 4 minus 8, close parentheses, that slash is divided by 2. The calculator always knows how to get the answer. The calculator is always going to be right. It's the operator who messes it up. So now press the up arrow twice and then press enter. What happens to this and when will we use this? Well, it copied and pasted. I was here. Whenever you go up, it's here. Up a second time and enter. Oops. We go here. I copy and paste it. If you make a mistake, now you don't have to write the whole entire problem again. You just fix what you need. When I press Control Delete, what happens? Everything deleted. It's a clear. This button right here is called the caret button and is used to raise a number to a power. So if I want to find 6 to the 5th power, I'm going to do 6 caret 5, and I get 7,776. The square button. Use the square button. It's your friend. Use that, not caret 6, whatever, we get 3136. Now the question is, what's it called when you raise a number to the third power? So y'all's favorite number, raised to the third power, caret 3, is going to be this. But what's it called when it's raised to the third power? It's cubed. And you put the number, caret 3, enter to do that. Fractions are very important in 8th grade math. They were last year, and they're important in Algebra 1. To make a fraction on the calculator, press Control Divide. So Control Divide. If we want to make 1/2 as a decimal, oh wait, I skipped, sorry. Create the fraction 1/2. So I'm going to do 1 down 2. If we want to make the 1/2 as a decimal, there's several different ways. Press the right arrow over to get out of the fraction, then menu 2 for number, so 2 for number, and then what number are we going to choose? Well, I hope you chose the number 1 to convert it to a decimal, enter, and we get 0.5. The answer to this question is number 1. Now I press enter and I got a decimal. I want to change it back, so I'm going to press menu 2 for number, and now I want to make it be a fraction, so I'm going to approximate to fraction, so I need to choose the number 2, and then that changes it back. If we press this button, this is what it should look like. If we press, it's a book, and so this is the library. If you forget how to navigate, there's going to be lots of things that we're going to talk about, and you may go, how did I get that? You can press that little book, and then if you know the name of it, it'll be good. And so if we press L, what happens? Well, it jumped to the L's. This way I don't have to hold down the arrow to find out what's going on. The next question is, what's the second entry under the L's? So go down and we get LCM. Do you know what LCM is? This is like, I don't know, 3rd grade. It is the least common multiple. Least common multiple. Tomorrow, we're going to have a quiz. And it is, how do you clear the memory on the calculator? And so it's going to be home to menu C left enter. I'm going to ask you, it's a verbal quiz. Come to me in the morning and I will show you how to use your hand motions to do that. So we're going to put that up, and then on the next page in your spiral, so put that in your pocket. On the next page in your spiral, I need you to take a few minutes and to write down, so you're going to pause the video. I need you to write down the title of this page is calculator keystrokes, and then I need you to write down clear memory, calculations, decimal to fraction, fraction to decimal, pretty fraction, mixed number, square root, square of a number, and cube a number. So pause the video and write all that down. Okay, how do you clear your memory? We just literally talked about this. Home to menu C left enter. Write that down. To me, the easiest way to get calculations is to press the flying calculator. If I'm going too fast, remember you can pause the video. To change a decimal to a fraction, menu to 2. The number, menu to 2. To take a fraction to a decimal, there's several ways. Numerator divided by the denominator, decimal, or you can press menu to 1. And so we had 1/2. I'm going to escape to get out of that. We had 1/2. I can do 1 divided by 2 decimal, and that changes it to a decimal. Or I can do 1 divided by 2, and then menu, whenever I press enter, I get a fraction. Menu 2, 1, that gives me our decimal. Either way, sticking that decimal at the end. How do I make a pretty fraction? That means just a nice, neat little fraction. Is control divide. We're going to use fractions a lot. Mixed number. Here is the one that people forget how to do. If you want to do a mixed number, you're going to have to do whole number plus control divide over close parentheses. This part's important. Open parentheses, whole number plus control divide the fraction over close parentheses. We're going to practice that here in a minute. Square root is control square root button, and then the number you want to square root, and enter. So we just take control square root, which is the x squared, square root of 25. Ooh, I didn't get that. Square root of 25. Enter. It's 5. That's how you take square root. To square a number, though, is the opposite. You take the number x squared, enter. That's going to be your friend. And to cube a number is the number raised to the 3rd power. Make sure you get all of that written down. Pause the video if you need to. Add this. This is super duper important. When to use this negative button. When to use the negative button. There are only 2 times. When it comes first or after another symbol, especially open parentheses, add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Not after another number, but when it comes first or after another symbol. Pause if you need to write that down. Now let's practice this problem. -3 plus 5, open parentheses, 2/3, minus 10, close parentheses, plus 8, divided by, open parentheses, -2, close parentheses. Pause this video and do that. All right, did you do it? Did you get the answer of -17? If you didn't, redo it until you got it. Okay. What about this one? Pause the video, use your calculator, and do this problem. All right, I want to make sure you got this one right. The first buttons you're going to press are control divide. 12, open parentheses, 15 divided by 3. You don't have to close it because that's the end of it. It's okay. Down, open parentheses, 20 times 5, close, minus, open parentheses, 20 times 2. You do not have to get out of this fraction. You do not have to get over and close the parentheses. You just have to press enter, and now you're done. And hopefully you got 1. So this is what I need you to do. I need to make sure you have all this done. I need you to do the wall dominoes that are around the room. You need to have a piece of notebook paper, that notebook paper that you had before. You need to make sure that you put your first and last name on it. First and last name. And all this is the only time I want you to have answers only. Okay, so you are going to make sure that you number and skip lines. Number and skip lines. So right now, on your piece of notebook paper, I need you to there's one. Here's your notebook paper. You're going to put your first and last up here. On the top line, you're going to put Calc WD. And then we're going to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Make another column. 13, 10, 14. Okay, you're going to do the first problem. Not everybody start on the same thing. I'm going to say that 5 is here, and then there's an A right here. And then 2 minus 3. Well, you're going to take your calculator and put 2 minus 3 in your calculator. And 2 minus 3 is -1. So you're going to look around the room for -1. And so I'm going to put -1 was my answer here. And whenever I find -1, oh, S is by -1. So I'm going to write that down. And so let's say 7 plus 4 was the next one. We'll put in the calculator 7 plus 4. And I get 11. And so I'm going to look around the room for 7 plus 4, and that would be 11, and let's say that the letter K is by 11, so I'm going to put a K right there. Well, the bottom of this paper is 9 minus 4. Well, what's 9 minus 4? Well, 9 minus 4 is 5. That took me back to here. And so if I only had 3, I would be done, and then I would find the message. What does SKA is? Oh, it's ASK. Ask if you have a question. But now, you're going to have 14. If you come back to the beginning before you get to 14, you do check. If you have any questions, email me. That's your assignment. Go.